A good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and we're going to be taking this bulletin to the hour of 11 o'clock. The Catholic Church in Fort Portal Diocese has today opened a new parish in Kabarole district in southwestern Uganda. The new parish of St. Mary's Chigarama raises the number to 36 parishes in Fort Portal Diocese under the stewardship of the Right Reverend Robert Muhirwa, the Bishop of Fort Portal Diocese.
Fort Portal Catholic Diocese in southwestern Uganda is being shepherded by Bishop Robert Muhirwa in Kabarole district. Today, the diocese expanded by adding a new parish of St. Mary's Kigarama, making it the 36th parish of the diocese.
Ekiragiro rundi kandiko kino turukiwa kankyatebwa omukono gwange kirukino 24 November 2024 asande ya Kristo omukama.
In the Holy Mass led by Bishop Muhirwa, he advised believers to avoid acts of promiscuity that can lead them into contracting HIV and AIDS.
Tufuhye engeso embi ez'orwanju batugambira mu kichwa kino ekyatoro obwera bwa silimu nibweyongera abwaki abokuba bayingitwe naga mu ngeso mbi ez'orwanju nabweki twine okwetera kwerora.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, was a chief guest at the grand opening of the new parish.
This occasion is a testimony to the tireless dedication and commitment of Fort Portal Diocese to the spiritual and social development of our people. Chigarama Parish will undoubtedly serve as a beacon of hope and guidance to many families for generations to come.
Nabanja, who is also Kakumiro Woman Member of Parliament, urged the faithful to support government programs geared towards fighting poverty.
For example, the parish development model. Take advantage of this program to fight poverty, especially for those who are not yet in the money economy. Engage in high-value crops, especially, the local communities, those with limited land. You need to go for high-value crops, coffee and vegetables, poultry and piggery, and many others.
She commended the Catholic Church for their tireless effort of complementing the work of government. She called on Christians to continue supporting President Yoweri Museveni so that he can continue steering the leadership of Uganda.
Abarungi kambagambira abantu bahano mugumira hali President Museveni. Mugumira President Museveni akawulire tero mu ngaro. Habwokuba ekintu kyetulondikyo ataba omuntu akwija Fort Portal hano kubabuzabuza titusobora kukwata ihanga erikulakulaine kwikale buje twikiro tukatandika kugezesa kano kalya kano tikalya mutulete n'abazimu mama nyabo. So abantu ba 40 tukubasaba line moja.
The colorful ceremony was also graced by the Minister of Tourism, retired Colonel Tombotime, State Minister for Local Government Victoria Rusoke Bosinge, and that of State for Health, Mary Muhanga.
President Yoweri Museveni has financed the completion of Chitura Catholic Church roofing stage in Chiruhura district. Reverend Father Everest Tushabirane appreciated Yoweri Museveni, the president, for financing the roofing of this multi-billion church.
The church construction had stalled for many years until a clarion call was made to President Yoweri Museveni seeking financial support to finish the roofing. President Museveni honored and finished the roofing of Kuta Catholic Church.
We cannot fail to appreciate the effort and the work of the former MP, Honorable Genensio, for coordinating and lobbying for this church, for it was by his effort that we came to host the president who roofed the church.
Despite the presidential support, they still have a deficit of 500 million need to complete other pending projects.
22 million will go for painting in and out. Then we hope to have around 20 million which will go for installing glasses in the windows, and around 10 million will also be used for wiring.
In response to the pending incomplete projects of the church, a fundraising drive was conducted to generate funds towards the completion of the pending projects. The guest of honor, Ruth Rugyoki Mushabe, an aspirant for the Kiruhura District Woman Member of Parliament in the forthcoming general elections, pledged support for the pending construction works at the church.
Father Nabanishaba, Nocturnes Winji, Nshabomu Amuanjogu, Abampere, Umuganda Wita, Kombekaha, Ugwa Million. Nkakuru mukanisa abazere banje bakandi bahereza mukanisa emyaka yanje yona kusitse mbukuru hatu kuzirugamo ahariye shaha tinkutimanya kuchikora na Bible nejangu train up a child in the way they should go.
However, she discouraged religious leaders from indulging themselves in conflicts of identity, which she says stifle development.
Divisions of whether you're a Catholic or you're a Protestant or a Muslim are irrelevant in this time and age where development is for everyone. If we are going to agree, for example, that we need to have a school, it should be irrelevant whether it is a Catholic or a Protestant, because we are looking for education. So as a leader, I totally disrespect individuals or words that will cause division based in either on religion or color or tribe.
Despite the construction projects at the church, Kuta Catholic Church also has humanitarian projects that need support.
Preparations are underway to welcome President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in Kasese for a Thanksgiving ceremony honoring the newly appointed ministers. The State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabyanga, and State Minister for Trade, General Wilson Mbadi, along with local residents, will gather at Kaguta Grounds, Nyakatonzi, Sub-County on December 7th.
Preparations are going on and they are in high gear. And the people of Kasese are anxiously waiting to receive the president. And this function will be in Nyakatonze sub-county at Kaguta grounds. And the people, we decided to hold it in Nyakatonze to also thank the people of Nyakatonze for being very good voters of President Yoweri Museveni, because for them at least they are a small population, but at least they vote 98%. 98% of that sub-county votes for the president. So we thought it good and really appropriate to take the function to Nyakatonze to also thank them for that gesture. Indeed, it's true that the people of Kasese are organizing a Thanksgiving event. First of all, they are thanking God for keeping Kasese safe so far, because Kasese is one district which has really had its own share of security, but want to thank God that now Kasese is very safe, and we also want to thank God for keeping the president safe and healthy, and we also want to thank the president for appointing several sons and daughters of Kasese to different responsibilities. We also want to thank him for the development projects that he has done in Kasese.
Major General Henry Masiko, the UPDF's political chief, urged Ugandans to take advantage of the peace they have to develop themselves. These were the words of Lieutenant Colonel Sam Ntungura, representing Major General Henry Masiko, to the people of Nakaseke who have been complaining that government have left them in poverty.
Residents in Nakaseke, Greater Luwero, specifically Kangulumira village, face numerous challenges, including a lack of basic services such as water, electricity, and hospitals. In the message, Major General Masiko, represented by Lieutenant Colonel Sam Ntungura, urged Ugandans to take advantage of the peace brought by the government and focus on their own development.
Twegata tusigara nachi na security naye singa titwegata titusigara nachi na security. So mulina okwegata kuva wano mu kyalo mutuuke ku Gombolola nga mwegata, mutuuke ku district nga mwegata, mutuuke ku nsi Uganda. Muntegeera twegate mu East Africa kubanga nze ngambagamba ng'omuntu wa security obugaga bw'ensi eno Uganda UPDF tituyinza kubudifending Africa.
Additionally, the residents, through their leaders, highlight the struggles of women who face difficulties in accessing health care and the tragic consequences of inadequate medical infrastructure, such as childbirth deaths and route to distant hospitals.
Kati ogenda busonda kumere suka musavu ogenda gindi bokwate ne zirogwe otambula mailo 12 kati wano otambula mailo 4 dispensary taba government etukwatireko na bibine bino mutima omulungi tusobole okuzimbirwayo ko bulwaliro.
A positive development comes through the efforts of Pamoja volunteers and local contributions, such as a donated piece of land by Katega Kasoze Abdul, who aims to build a hospital in the area to address these issues. Isaac Kabiruhanga of Pamoja emphasized their commitment to improving the community's well-being.
Ne mama wange Habiba, mama wange director w'essomero lino yatwaniriza nnyo, yali tatulabanga kondozanga naye tatwesiga naye bwe yamala okututegeera n'atwagalira ddala.
Professor Waswa Balunywa called for an increased focus on education, urging the community to prioritize educating their children and refrain from blaming the government for their hardships.
Tujja kulaba ngeri gisobola okuyambamu essomero lino n'okuba nti tuzimbako ebintu ebyo ebikulaakulanya abantu, naye ffe bennyini fe abatuuze b'oku kyalo kuno tulina okulaba nti twefaako, teri agenda tufaako.
Crispus Arinitwe, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
And in more news, Huawei has entered into a strategic partnership with Chloride Oxide Uganda to introduce smart energy solutions to Uganda's renewable energy sector. Huawei Solar Country Manager for Uganda, Ivan Muyomba, points out that the aim is to introduce systems that can offset grid power with solar systems. Let's take a look at the details.
Uganda has many renewable resources that can be used for energy production, but solar energy has the highest adoption rate. Huawei has entered into partnership with chloride oxide, a key player in energy solutions, to introduce smart energy technologies to Uganda's renewable energy sector.
Solar items in the country, that is chloride oxide. These are guys who have tested the market. They have distributed most of the items in terms of solar. In fact, if you interact with anyone concerning solar, it's oxide. If you ask anyone, where can I get a battery, where can I get an inverter, where can I get a pan, and all that, so it is chloride oxide. So these are people who have supplied the biggest markets when it comes to East Africa, and as Huawei, we would always love to work with such people. And as you know, when it comes to Huawei, it is more of a partnership. It's more of a relationship, not just a transaction. We want to grow together, we want to move with them.
The project focuses on inverters to transform energy production in Uganda's commercial and industrial sectors.
So these systems are designed for the higher end usage. So we've got 115s, 100s, and 50s and 20s. These are the size in kilowatts of inverters that we have in stock here at the moment. So it is very much more designed, not so much for the residential households, of which we have that ability to provide for, but we are really pushing for a fast track into the commercial industrial sector to start off with.
You know, when it comes to solar in Uganda, the biggest issue is about the performance of the solar systems, and the challenge is just about undersizing or oversizing. So you find that everyone complains that, you know, solar doesn't work or solar is very expensive, because when you reach these technicians over the market and you ask them, I need this system, they'll just ask you, what is your budget? For us, as Huawei, what we say is that we need to work together, first of all, to size the system and know. And sizing the system requires an installer to go to the site to do a power study and ascertain the load profile of the customer. So it is this load profile that will guide to know the kind of system that they need, and that's what we do. So what we do, we first make sure that the installers understand our products, and we do this by doing trainings.
The collaboration with chloride oxide targets rising demand for clean and reliable energy to address the country's energy demands.
And furthermore, the East African Regional Head of United Alliance for Sustainable Development Goals Intergovernmental Organization, Ambassador Mukesh Kumar, has applauded the government of Uganda for giving them an opportunity to provide safe solar-powered water to the citizens of Uganda. Now, he says the target is 5,000 units across the country in 2 years. More details in this report. I do beg your pardon. The International Land Conference 2024 was on the theme Land Reforms for Inclusive Socio-Economic Transformation and Climate Change Mitigation. This year's event brought together experts, policymakers and stakeholders to discuss innovative land reforms that address social equity, economic growth and climate change challenges.
This year's conference addressed critical topics, including the land management budget outlook, key achievements in the land sub-program, revenue generation, challenges and recommendations for the next 5 years under the National Development Plan 4. Highlighting the ministry's achievements, the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Sam Mayanja, noted significant progress made through partnerships with international bodies like the World Bank under the Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Project, CEDIP.
A dream of His Excellency the President. And his dream was, what if our records are burnt? What happens to our land records? And the answer was that we would be dead. We would be dead meat.
Uganda's key milestones in the lands management sector include the construction of 22 ministry zonal offices countrywide, the launch of advanced systems like Uganda Land Information System, SLAC, and the LAVMIS, and their integration with key government agencies, the development of base maps for land administration, and Uganda's first ever National Fiscal Development Plan also stood out, alongside the introduction of a master's course in land management, accredited by Makerere University.
Our development partners, the World Bank under the SEDEP program, USMID program, GIZ, and all other development partners who have supported the ministry in doing this. And I will request that in the future, they don't tire. When we come to them and we have a little funding from GOU, which also graciously gives us money, we want them to support us in this. And together, Uganda will be secure without conflicts.
The conference concluded with a call to action for all stakeholders to strengthen efforts in tackling challenges including limited funding and land disputes, while building a resilient framework for sustainable land management in the mighty Pearl of Africa.
Now, the Bible Society of Uganda has vowed to introduce the Talking Bible, which one can access on the phone and other gadgets. The U version will offer interpreted Bible from English, Lunyachitara, Luganda, and Acholi to enable Christians access the simplified messages from the Bible. Let's take a look at the details.
The Executive Secretary of the Bible Society of Uganda, Semaga Peter, noted that the Bible Society will introduce the Bible quiz competition in schools countrywide, and the winners shall be given prizes as one way to encourage them to understand the Bible.
Schools where schools compete, and then they compete over Bible recitals. So we choose certain scriptures, certain books for the children to read and get used to them. And then they can compete, and then the judges award the best person that has come up with the best scriptures that are exact. And so we also give them tokens. So having a study Bible, the first of its kind in Uganda, which is being translated in Runyankore, Ruchiga. And the offices are based in Imbarara at our regional office. And so we hope when we complete this study Bible, it will help the pastors to understand the Word of God better.
Stephen Nyonjo, Station Manager, Bible Society of Uganda, added that this season Christians have bought more Bibles than before.
Have asked me about whether people really read or study the Bible. Yes, I have seen that, because most of the people come saying that this version is different from this version is different from this. Then there I sense that these people are really reading the Word.
He called upon pastors to encourage Christians to read the Bible and preach the Word of God to those that have lost hope in life after so many financial and social challenges. Richard Chirembeka compiled this report.
Now, land is both a vital resource and a resource of frequent conflict. Uganda is taking bold steps to modernize how it manages its land. The Uganda Land Information System is playing a key role in transforming the country's land administration. With the Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Project, SEDEP, the digital land management system is helping to solve long-standing challenges, enhancing revenue generation and support sustainable development across the country.
Uganda Land Information System, a powerful digital tool, is already making waves in the way Uganda manages its land resources, improving data accuracy and accessibility.
A brief background to this system and how far we have come is that we have been running a manual-based system as Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. About 10 years ago, under the SEDEP program, we went into the automation of the land registry.
By digitizing land records and creating a centralized database, it has made it easier for government agencies to carry out their activities, enforce land regulations, and track land usage in the country. Uganda Land Information System is also helping Uganda plan for its future in a sustainable way. The system is designed to support land use planning, environmental management, and infrastructure development. By mapping out land ownership and usage patterns, the system promotes responsible environmental stewardship and better resource management, essential for a country with a growing population and increasing urbanization.
We now have proper records. You will search on the system and find proper records of land, so it provides accurate data and reduces conflict on land.
Malaria has become a big problem for the people living in slums, primarily due to the environmental conditions and pollution. Rotary clubs of Hope, Kansanga and Luzira have held a health camp to provide free medical treatment to the local residents. UBC had a chance to witness this.
To complement government efforts and bring essential services closer to the community, members of the Rotary Club of Hope Kansanga distributed medical treatment to people living in slums.
Touch again. This one here.
The health camp covered Kansanga and Chiwempe Sankara zone. Treatment was free of charge.
Area, we have done HIV testing and counseling. We have worked on hepatitis B. We have also worked on general illness or bacterial infections. We provide general doctors that have provided medical treatment, but also provide medicine for almost all diseases. We've also been able to bring dentists and people that check the eyes so that we can help the elderly and people who are having issues with their teeth and eyes. Family planning has also been part of this, and antenatal and maternity services to the pregnant women.
Encourage you Ugandan out there today looking at me, please test. Know your status, know about how your body is doing. It is very important. One of the largest problems we have today is malaria. It is the greatest killer disease that we have in the country. It is because people do not know what to do when it comes to malaria prevention.
It was observed that mosquitoes are common in these areas due to poor drainage. Some residents in Kansanga appreciated the free medical services, as many of them couldn't afford hospital bills.
We are having challenges of money. As ghetto people here, we don't have money in our pocket. For me, I have a clinic.
But it's always better to donate, as I did. I've donated blood. We as people who live in the ghetto, we always need help from other people.
The president of the Rotary Club of Hope Kansanga, Mujisha Warren David, shared that the ongoing economic challenges have prompted them to organize these health camps, ensuring that people have access to medical care at no cost.
We realized that there was a problem of high prevalence of malaria in the area, and that is why we got this initiative. We have distributed nets, we have had sensitizations on how to prevent malaria. We've also had a health cleanup around the area where we have worked together with the community and the community leadership to clean the area and work on the surrounding areas and cut all the bushes and the trenches and waterways. It's a swampy area, so there was a high prevalence of malaria in the area.
Our major concern and our major advice is that let us have people use these nets appropriately, because many times the government has taken on the initiative of giving out nets, but we have realized they are not properly used to the best of their ability.
He urged Ugandans to seek medical attention and avoid self-medication. Crispus Arinitwe, Stephen Kayumba, UBC News.
Right. Now, in a vibrant and joyful ceremony, Gayaza Nursery and Primary School held a promotional function to celebrate the graduation of their pre-primary class to the next level of education. The event was marked by colorful performances and the proud smiles of the learners, parents and teachers alike. The school management took a moment to express a heartfelt gratitude to the parents for entrusting them with the education and developing their children.
To appreciate our parents for trusting us with your most important treasure, the children. Thank you very much, parents. And for trusting us to have your children in our lives. We are going to miss our children, especially the top children, since they are leaving the nursery section. However, we shall still be with them if they join the primary section.
Dear parents and guardians and invited guests, today is a day of thanks. I honestly want to thank all of you for honoring our invitation. I want to thank you very much for doing whatever you've done to have this a successful occasion. I thank our children for the effort they have put in. It's not been easy for the young ones.
You brought these children to us. I've been informed and I'm aware 193 of them are in top class. That means 193 parents entrusted us with their children. Thank you for the sacrifice. I know you sacrificed a lot. Even today, I saw parents still sacrificing. You know, a parent coming here from morning up now, we cannot take it for granted.
The East African Regional Head of the Alliance for Sustainable Development Goals Intergovernmental Organizations, Ambassador Mukesh Kumar, has applauded the government of Uganda for giving them an opportunity to provide safe solar-powered water for the citizens of Uganda. He says that the target is 5,000 units across the country in just 2 years.
To hereby commission and launch the Dundu solar-powered water scheme. Congratulations.
The Sustainable Development Goal 6 declares achieving clean water and sanitation for all. The East African Regional Head of United Alliance for Sustainable Development Goals, Ambassador Mukesh Kumar, says there is a target to provide 5,000 units of safe solar-powered water across the country in 2 years, although there are some challenges.
Well, I really appreciate and respect His Excellency President, who has really given me this opportunity to perform and to show that what UNASDG can do in this country in the interest of the people of Uganda. You know, we are the investors. We provide funds to invest into the projects, and the projects related to these 4 goals. Now, very first project which we have brought in Uganda, that is a solar power project, that is a water system, automatical solar water system. And we have a plan to execute such project 5,000 units in all over the country.
Mukesh, however, outlined some ways they are going to ensure the project is successful, as a technical team will ensure that the project is a success.
Allocation of the land. When we go to when our Honorable Minister tells that these are the spots where you should go and put up your units, we go over there and we don't find any land there. And so local government has to cooperate as far as acquisition of the land for executing this project is concerned. The problem of stealing of the tapes, stealing of the solar power, or our project is not, there is something wrong with it, maybe some the control panel also, there are control panel, there are solar panel, there is a submersible water pump, which all 3 things are very, very expensive there. So I also suspect the same kind of things that maybe this can be stolen. But to maintain it, we are going to set up a centralized control system here. From here we can only control the flow of the water and to have a look at it, who is coming, who is taking it out, and whether our unit is working good with efficiency or not. If it is not working with that, then we can only inform to the local people there. So in my opinion, the RDC of that concerned district should appoint a technical committee who could have a watch on all these units properly.
Jimmy Akanshemeza and Crispus reporting for UBC.
Namidyango Junior Boys School is celebrating one of its own, Victor Chaga, who was the first runner-up for the junior category of the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Writing Competition. This competition started in 1883, making it the oldest school essay writing competition. Let's have a look at the details.
And I feel very happy, and I hope many get inspired for this achievement that I've made. And I believe that next year that many people are going to write and also have hope like how I had. And yeah, it was very interesting in London. London is so epic. We learned a lot. It's so historical, and yeah, I want many people to also write. I also want to promote literacy in our country. So I invite every child to write in this competition so as to feel the way I'm feeling right now.
And now a producer of 2 winners of the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition. It's an amazing tour. We went for the award ceremony at Buckingham Palace. So it was an opportunity for us to make sure that we see how the whites, the owners of the language, promote it, use it, and how we can blend into our curriculum. It was not only an award ceremony, it was an opportunity for us to learn how language is practically trained and used by the owners of it.
I'm so excited this evening to be here. One of our children, Chaga Victor Primary 6, won the Commonwealth Essay Writing competitions. She was the first runner-up and of course the first child in the best in Africa. So we are so excited. He had gone to UK to receive his award. So we are here today to receive him and to motivate him. We are all excited and we are really grateful to the teachers for doing such a tremendous job that the boy managed to be the first runner-up. But just after 2 years, we have got another boy who was the second one. The first one came from Brazil, and ours was the second. And actually, he's the only boy who won these competitions. He was the only boy and is the only African boy. So we are so delighted and so excited about that achievement, and we thank God for the achievement.
And we thank God for our stay in England. It was a blessed time. Even our flight has been safe, and now we are back home. We are so happy to bring such a award to Uganda. We really thank God for this.
We glorify God for this, and we know that this one is going to take Uganda to another level. He has marketed Uganda, and Uganda is going to be seen at an international level as a very big nation. In terms of writing, we have excelled and we have advanced beyond expectation.
We receive flood, central for the general masses. We receive government from Nepalese. We receive the economy. We receive education. We receive from that.
Congratulations, Mr. Chaga. Now, leaders in the Karamoja sub-region have been urged to take action for the long-term sustainability in the region. During the security meeting, some of the local leaders seemed to conceal information about criminals and interfering with arrests. This was raised by security officials from both the UPDF and the Uganda Police Force.
The meeting, led by Karamoja Affairs Minister Peter Lokeris, brought together top security officials, local leaders and communities, including members of the Pokot and Pian tribes from Amdat, Nakapiripirit and Nabiratuk districts, discussed fostering sustainable peace.
From the month of September, we have realized whereas there are reported cases of stealing animals, particularly perpetrated by the Nabiratuk district, Kosike sub-county, and Pokot, particularly the lower side.
To move from one place to another. Then also the festive season, Christmas, people are looking for money, for soda, for beer. So what is happening is that all these are stimulants to increased rates of crime.
The recent rise in livestock thefts in these areas prompted discussions on joint grazing, timely reporting of stolen animals, and cross-border cooperation with Kenya.
The leaders, some, not all, who are not doing their role, especially the ground leaders. We go down to the clan leaders, then we come to the local leaders, who are, some of them have been arrested for committing crimes, especially when we go to government.
Some leaders knows they are thieves. That one I cannot object. And that one came from this side of Nabilato. Whenever we go for issues, to handle issues of cows, you get someone defending that no, they have stolen 70 from this side. But you get a leader on the other side say, no, the thief told me that he stole only 4.
We believe and want to pay the main part of this campaign is leadership, local leadership.
The youth agreed on joint grazing initiatives to reduce cattle raids.
So that raiding stops, and whoever does it, they will collectively arrest, recover the cows taken, and also get the thief. Because getting cows alone and you leave the thief, he will go back and repeat what he has been doing. Let's continue like this. I'm very happy the forces are doing a good job. They are cooperating with the people, and that's why you see the relative peace we are enjoying.
Engagement in terms of meetings, we speak to them, they speak to us, they confirm to us and assure us that they want peace.
Among the leaders and the community is, one, they should be joint kraals in communities that are very adjacent to each other, like the Pian and the Pokot, and then joint tracking of animals once they are stolen.
Let's now take a short break and be back for business.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox, avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500.
The Homes and Construction Expo is back. Are you looking for answers to your property and real estate development questions? Come and interact with experts in the industry, including architects, engineers, developers, interior designers, financiers, and more from 30th November to 1st December 2024. The expo will be at the Millennium Park, opposite Philip Omondi Stadium, under the theme Affordable Housing, Innovations and Technology. There will be captivating exhibitions and insightful discussions daily. Entrance is only 10,000 shillings per day. To book a stall, contact 0772 354 940. The Homes and Construction Expo is brought to you by New Vision.
Welcome back. It's now time for business. Now, the U.S. government and its partners hosted the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs Alumni Conference here in Uganda. The event on the theme celebrating Uganda's women entrepreneurs convened the alumni, mentors, investors, and key stakeholders to celebrate the transformative achievements of women entrepreneurs in Uganda since the program's inception in 2019. The inaugural Thrive Women Summit gathered over 200 women from various sectors to discuss their potential contributions to society.
I did business enterprise where I went to school, and I remember telling the program director who was interviewing me that if you educate me, it's like educating.
The U.S. Ambassador to Uganda, William Pope, emphasized the program's significance as a long-term investment in Uganda's economic development through empowering women entrepreneurs.
It's great to have big infrastructure, it's great to have technology, it's great to have all these other things. They're necessary as well, but it starts with people, it starts with skills, it starts with the connections that individuals can use those skills into advancing their livelihoods and achieving greater prosperity, where they can have the opportunities to lift their families up, to help their communities be lifted up, and ultimately lift up this country.
The conference also fostered a network to support the growth and development of their businesses.
From this program, I've learned that women actually have a lot of potential within them. There's so much, it just takes an opportunity for you to discover that there's a lot that you can do. So from this, I've been able to build up my business that was, I should say, taking baby steps to where it is now. Yeah. Right now, I have a shop that's a bridal shop, and it doubles as a shop where you can get your trendy African outfits, you can get wall hangings.
Since its launch, the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs program has equipped 750 Ugandan women with entrepreneurship skills, mentorship, and resources in Kampala, Jinja, Arua, Gulu, Lira, Kabarole, and Mbarara.
We do know that across the globe, while the challenges are similar, there are a bit of uniqueness to the ecosystem. So we kind of forefront that we give tailored services. We've seen the ladies open up a circle. They are self-governing. They're at the forefront, and to date, I think they've saved about 230 million shillings under 2 years. And for us, that is a lot of power.
The program has supported women in launching and scaling businesses in agriculture, technology, retail, and creative industries. And more in our business news, the commissioner in charge of the tourism development, Program Vivian Liazi wants tourism promotion attention turned to less unexploited areas and development of critical infrastructure around them. He was announcing the impending Tcha Festival slated for December 26, 2024.
Rubirizi district, nested in western Uganda, is one area with incredible tourism potential. However, this is still underexplored. The Tourism Ministry seeks to leverage on festivals like Tcha to promote both domestic and foreign tourism.
Initially, this was part of Bushenyi and part of Kasese district and created now as Rubirizi district. So the separation of these and creation of Rubirizi probably did not focus a lot of attention. Many people know of Kasese, many people know of Bushenyi, but now Rubirizi is coming out on its own, telling people that yes, the Banyaruguru are there and they have a lot to show the world.
For every lover of nature, Rubirizi district is one area that you must visit. The area has got 110 craters, 32 crater lakes, and 50 empty craters.
Not forgetting an Africa-shaped lake, twin lakes, which sum up the tourism beauty in the area.
Rubirizi district is one of those uniquely blessed districts with over 32 crater lakes, very unique land formations, and neighboring fragile ecosystems. We have forests, we have the national park, and quite a lot of wildlife in this particular area. There's a lot of investment in terms of tourism, especially those that are related with Queen Elizabeth National Park. So it is an area of great interest to us.
Uganda receives at least 1.5 million visitors annually. However, this number would increase if less tourism-exploited areas like Rubirizi are tapped into. The Tcha Festival is one of the ways to highlight Rubirizi as a key destination. It brings attention to the area's unique landscapes and helps to position Rubirizi as a central hub for tourism.
We are fully recovered as a destination, attracting about 1.5 million visitors coming into this country, but we now plan to exceed these numbers greatly because of the infrastructure that has been put in place. Talking about the Nature Tcha Ecotourism Festival, we are talking about it today, but the actual event will be in Rubirizi, 26th of December.
Rubirizi is situated along the Trans-African Highway. That is an advantage that we have to tap into, that when people want to visit our area, there are no difficulties of finding it hard to get to those sites and destinations that we are trying to promote. Secondly, we have the potential to tap into the tourism of Queen Elizabeth.
Who haven't visited it, you really need to make a stopover to Lake Africa, as around Rutoto as you go to Queen Elizabeth National Park. You need to go to Nyanjibiri, where there are these twin lakes separated by what we call God's Bridge, just a very small road separating the two.
Historians trace the origins of the Banyaruguru people to Buganda. Their names resemble those of the Baganda and their clans, such as Empologoma. These reflect their deep cultural roots. The Banyarugurus also have a strong tradition of fishing.
Their clan systems are more related to Buganda than to the rest of Ankwere. For example, my clan, I'm head of the clan of Vensenene, grasshoppers, which is here, and it's nowhere else in Ankwere. There is a clan of Umporogoma. The Banyaruguru are doing things which the other Banyaruguru were not doing, like eating fish. It was a taboo in Ankwere. Although the other Banyaruguru could eat mud fish, but certainly even up to now, you cannot find, especially the pastoralists Banyaruguru eating fish.
Crispus, Arinitwe, UBC News.
Faith Fetaru, a dynamic communicator and founder of the Women Powerhouse, has hosted the Thrive Women Summit here in Kampala to empower young women pursue leadership roles in their communities and businesses. Let's have a look. The inaugural Thrive Women Summit gathered over 200 women from various sectors to discuss their potential contributions to society.
I did business enterprise where I went to school, and I remember telling the program director who was interviewing me that if you educate me, it's like educating all of the people where I'm from.
Uganda's legal framework supports women's participation in leadership through policies like the 1995 Constitution and the Local Government Act of 1997.
We have varying degrees of experience, of skill, of awareness, of knowledge. So I think both are needed. Do we all have access? But now if the tree is for all of us, how do we make sure that all of us are being nourished by the virtue that we have access? And that's why I'm saying it's a continuing process, and I don't think it's either or. It is equity and equality.
Faith Fetaru fronts the Women Powerhouse and its Thrive Women Summit to empower women and girls of different backgrounds.
As the Women Powerhouse, through our activities, we have different segments of activities. For example, we have mentorships for the younger ones so that the well-experienced ladies come in and provide mentorship for the younger ones through some of our sessions, both online and physical workshops. And also for everyone holistically, we usually expose them to opportunities, that whether it's jobs, scholarships and everything. And then for the well-experienced ladies, now for example, this event, we have those kinds of speakers who are basically speaking to that kind of category.
The collective efforts of women leaders and advocates drives change and ensures that women's voices are heard and respected in decision-making processes. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News.
To be a winner, it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN and pay. Congratulations, easy! Your stomach is full and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Welcome back. You're now watching the sports news on UBC News Tonight. The 2024 Kinyara Open Golf Championship has climaxed, and our reporter has the details. Let's have a look.
After 3 days of action in several categories, including professionals, gross amateur players and the subsidiary category, the 2024 Kinyara Open Golf Championship has climaxed.
The game went on well, though there was a bit of disturbance with weather, but everything went on well.
In the professionals category, Grace Kasango scored 143 gross points after 36 holes to win comfortably.
I managed to win this Kinyara Open. This is my second time, by the way, to win the Kinyara Open. The first one, I won it in 2022. Now it's 2024. I'm back, I'm the champion in the professional category. And I played with good players yesterday, called Bukenya Ronald and Said Mawa and Kato Owen in the pressure group. They gave me a good game yesterday. That's why I played well.
He was followed by Tom Jingo, Ronald Bukenya, Saidi Mawamvu and Joseph Maweje in the professionals category that played for a 10 million shillings kitty. In the gross amateur players category, in which 26 took part, local boy Joseph Kasosi scored 216 gross points after 54 holes to triumph.
How I managed to be the best, to be the winner, I had a good game on day one because it was a round. We had 3 rounds. I had a good round on day one. It was good around the greens. Everything was good, despite we had challenges in the weather because of the rain and everything. But we managed to do it. I managed to do it myself. The course is in a good condition, thanks to the captain and the management.
He won himself a lion's share of the 5 million shillings cash prize. Kasozi was followed by Ivan Sekulima, Abdu Kakoza, Christopher Basaliza, while the trio of Godfrey Kambale, Samuel Bazari and Antonio Chen finished joint 5th. This 26th edition of the championship also had a subsidiary category that was won by Lillian Kowe amongst the women, and she took home several prizes, including a refrigerator that was enabled by the plethora of sponsors.
As a company, we're excited to host this year's edition of the Kinyara Golf Tournament that has attracted more than 150 golfers, and it was powered by our esteemed sponsors who raised insurance companies that raised over 87 million shillings.
In the men's subsidiary category, Jimmy Matata with a 74 gross was the best.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and allow me to thank the team behind the scenes for bringing together a successful bulletin. Have yourselves a good night and a lovely new week.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Adverse altitudes create ideal conditions for coffee